Welcome back to Wall Again, where passion meets music, and we are on to the letter N. And there's only one band beginning with the letter N in my collection, but it's one of my favourite bands, and they're very worthy. So it's Nirvana, starting off with their debut album, Bleach, released in 1989. This one's got Floyd the Barber, about a girl, school, love buzz, absolutely brilliant debut album. Production is a bit raw, shall we say, on this one. Next one here, Nevermind. One of my favourite albums of all time. Absolutely love this one. Picked up my copy of this in the 1990s. Produced and engineered by Butch Vig, of course, with Nirvana, and mixed by Andy Wallace. From start to finish, this is an absolutely brilliant album. We've got Smells Like Teen Spirit, In Bloom, Come As You Are, Breed, Lithium, Polly, Territorial Pistons, Drain You, Learn Jack, Stay Away, On a Plane, and it finishes with Something in the Way, followed by an endless, nameless track, secret track that was hidden on the CD. I think this is an amazing album. I think it's one of the best rock albums of all time, even though it's kind of like a punk album, but it's really, really well produced. It was a staple for the grunge scene, and I've spoke about it many times on the channel, but a perfect album in my opinion. The band were so big then, after the release of Nevermind in 1991, they had to follow up with something, so this album was released in 1992. It was a B-side and rarities album called Incesticide. It's really good. It's not well produced, but it has some really good stuff on it. Dive, Sliver, Stain, Being a Sun, Turn Around, all these songs. You know, there's some covers on there from the Vaselines and other bands, and there's some, you know, rare outtakes and stuff as well. There's a couple of different drummers involved on the recording of this one as well. Of course, we had Dave Grohl, but we also had Dan Peters. And we had the original drummer Chad Channing. So it's a little bit all over the place, but it's a nice collection of songs to have. Because Nirvana don't have so many studio albums, it certainly fits into most Nirvana fans' collections. Next one we have is In Utero, which is of course the final studio album by Nirvana, produced by Steve Albini. I'm not a big fan of the production on this album. I think it is amazing. I think there's some great stuff on here, but I think the production really lets it down. Standout moments for me on this one are probably like Serve the Servants, Scentless Apprentice, Heart-Shaped Box, Francis Farmer, Penny Royal Tea, and All Apologies. There's a lot of weird stuff on here, but I think it is a good album. Just the production probably lets it down slightly. Moving on then to the Unplugged album, which was released in 1994 following Kurt Cobain's tragic passing. I think this is an amazing album. They went with something completely different. They decided to play covers, and they decided to play deep cuts of the hits. There's really only a very small amount of hits on this one. Come As You Are, All Apologies, stuff like that. But apart from that, they go for the deep cuts in Utero and Nevermind. They play one song off Bleach, and then the rest of it is pretty much all covers. So I think it's amazing. You have to really listen to it in its entirety to really get the feel of this album. But for me, it's one of the best. It's definitely one of the best. And then in 1996, when they had all the legal issues resolved, Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic were able to get this collection out. It was a collection of live songs from the Nirvana live tapes that they had recorded over the years. It's called From the Muddy Banks of the Wisco. It's rough. It's rough and ready. It's the way Nirvana captures them as a live band. It's got songs throughout their whole career on this one here, from Bleach right up to the latest album In Utero and beyond. There's also some songs in there like Spank Through, which hadn't been released officially before, so it's nice to see them. And there's great photos and liner notes on this from Chris Novoselic. A must-have if you're a Nirvana collector, but it's not their best album by any stretch of the imagination. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you could also leave a comment below, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.